Chapter 6 Important Question Answers we are going to do from the chapter. There are total 10 question answers, so let us start. First is, how did democratic tradition develop in India? So it developed through Sabha and Amiti. That is, these were the assemblies where people discussed important matters and took decisions. Secondly, Ghanas and Sangha. Several ancient republics such as Vajji and Sakya states were governed through councils and collective decision making. Third is local self-government. Village assemblies played an important role in managing the local affairs and resolving dispute. Thus, participation, discussion, and collective decision-making were important features of ancient Indian political life. Now, question number 2 is, how did Buddhist Sangha reflect democratic traditions? So, the Buddhist Sangha followed a system of collective decision-making. Members discussed issues in assemblies and decisions were often taken through voting or consensus. All monks had the right to express their views, showing principles of equality and participation. Thus, Buddhist Sangha reflected important democratic traditions in ancient India. Now, what influenced the Constituent Assembly debates? First of all, it is indigenous tradition. The debates were influenced by India's rich traditions of diversity, social reform, tolerance, and self-governance. Global democratic value. The assembly was influenced by the worldwide spread of ideas such as democracy, liberty, equality, justice, and fundamental rights. Balancing tradition and modernity, the members tried to combine India's own experience and needs with modern democratic principles and ideas from other countries. A dynamic constitution, these influences helped create a constitution that was robust, flexible, transformative, and responsive to the changing needs of Indian society. Now, why is Indian constitution described as flexible and dynamic? Because it has a flexible amendment process, that is, the constitution can be amended according to changing needs and circumstances. Secondly, it is a combination of flexibility and rigidity, that is, some provisions can be changed easily while important provisions require a special procedure. Third is, it has a judicial interpretation. It means courts interpret constitutional provisions according to changing social and political condition. And last is responsive to society. It has adapted to new challenges, democratic development, and the need of citizens, making it a living and dynamic document. Now, the next one is, what are principles of democracy? So first is popular sovereignty. It means the ultimate power rests with the people who elect their representatives. Then rule of law. Everyone, including the government, is equal before the law and must follow it. Fundamental rights. Citizens are guaranteed basic rights such as equality, freedom, and protection from discriminations. Separation of powers. Powers are divided among the legislature, executive, and judiciary to prevent misuse of power. And last is accountability and transparency. The government must be answerable to the people and its decisions should be open and transparent. What is a multi-party system? A multi-party system is one in which more than political party, that is more than one political party compete in election and have the opportunity to form the government. Now, representation of diversity. Political party represent a wide range of socio-cultural, political, ideological, and regional interests reflecting the diversity of Indian society. Coalition government. When no single party gets a clear majority, two or more parties may come together to form a coalition government. Rules and regulation. Political party function within the framework of rules and regulation laid down by the Representation of the People Act 1951. Now, why it is important to safeguard the right of vulnerable groups? Because to promote equality. It ensures that everyone receive equal treatment and opportunities regardless of their background or circumstances. Secondly, to prevent discrimination and abuse, legal and social protection help protect vulnerable people from violence, exploitation, and unfair treatment. Uphold human dignity. Every person has basic human right and deserve to live with dignity, freedom, and respect. Strengthen democracy and justice. A society is more just when the rights of those with less powers are protected. Support social economic development. When vulnerable people have access to education, healthcare, and employment, they can contribute more effectively to society. Now, question number 8, explain the different types of democracy. There are mainly two types of democracy, direct and indirect democracy. So, direct democracy, citizens directly participate in making decisions and law, example Switzerland. Indirect democracy, citizens elect representatives who make decisions and law on their behalf, example India. Again, indirect democracy has two subdivisions, that is parliamentary democracy and presidential democracy. The government is formed by the party or group having a majority in parliament is parliamentary democracy. Example, India and UK. Presidential democracy, the president is elected separately and is the head of the government. Example, USA. Now, what makes Indian democracy a truly living democracy? Indian democracy is truly living because of its diversity and active participation of citizens in the electoral process. People from different linguistic, religion, and socio-economic background participate in election. Election provide a common democratic platform where people from different regions and communities express their views through the ballot. This continuous and widespread participation make India the world's largest democracy and strengthen people's role in governance and public life. Question number 10. What are the major challenges to democratic practices in India? The major challenges to democratic practices in India are illiteracy. Lack of education may prevent people from understanding their rights and duties properly. Misinformation, false or misleading information can influence voters and affect their decisions. Inequality, social and economic inequalities can create unequal opportunities for people to participate in democracy. Spread of fake news, especially during election, can mislead citizens and create confusion in society. So these challenges can weaken free, fair, and informed democratic decisions, right? So these are the 10 important question answers from the chapter that is democracy. So this much for this video. If you reach until the end, then thank you so much for watching the video.